Hello, I'm Callum, and welcome to the first Bite Size podcast episode. One of the things I've found, and can be overwhelming, is the amount of information out there. And I wanted to use this platform to allow charities and third-party physical activity providers to explain what they're about. And so, first up, I've got Richard Crick with us from Man v Fat. Hi Richard, how's it going?
Hi Callum, I'm good mate, thank you, all good.
Hey Richard, could you just tell us a bit about yourself to start?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So my name's Richard Crick. I am head of Man v Fat, the UK's largest male-only weight loss community. Personally, I'm a bit of a football nut, so play football, watch football, work in football. So yeah, the whole lot, but love to travel, big into my music, gigs, anything like that as well. So, yeah.
What's your team? Are you an Ipswich fan?
No, I'm not. No. Whoa. I'm a Colchester United season ticket holder, which is much more painful these days.
Yeah, long suffering.
Much more painful. Long suffering. I think we're actually the team with the longest time without a promotion in the whole of the Football League. So there's a stat for everyone.
Well, look, tell us a little bit about Man v Fat.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, Man v Fat is the UK's largest only male weight loss community. We're basically out there to support men to not only lose weight, but also be part of something. We find a lot of our guys actually join the community more to make new friends or because they feel quite socially isolated or have mental health challenges. But yeah, Man v Fat Football is the main program that we deliver. So effectively, that's a program for guys who are over 18, who have a BMI of 27.5 above, and who basically want to lose weight and play football. And we have 150 UK locations where guys can get involved with that. So we're pretty much half an hour away from almost every main spot in the UK. So yeah, we try our best to be accessible for the guys across the UK.
Awesome. And what does a session look like? So if I was to refer someone in, what would the average session look like?
So when guys sign up, they sign up via the website. Effectively, they are put into a team. That could be Borussia Munchen Flapjacks. That could be OB City. It could be the 21 Stone Roses. If you're in Manchester, we have some fantastic team names. And the guys are basically put into these teams. Typically, they sign up independently, whereas obviously most small-sided football leagues, you would sign up as a team. They're introduced to their teammates. And then they weigh in as a team. And for every two guys who lose weight, then you get an additional goal on the pitch. So if, for example, your 10 guys, Callum, take the weight loss extremely seriously and all of them lose weight this week, whether it's 0.1 of a kilo or 5 kilograms, they would get 5 bonus goals. If my guys haven't taken it quite as seriously, only 2 of them have, then we might have 1 bonus goal. That would obviously start 5-1 to yourselves. We drum you 3-0 on the pitch. And then the next morning when you log into the Man v Fat portal, you find out that actually, despite taking a drumming on the pitch, you've won 5-4 because it's the weight loss that's made the main difference. And we also have other ways in which guys can score goals. So through food and activity tracking. So we celebrate a goal for every 3 guys who track their food or activity, obviously celebrating healthy behaviours. And also those who hit that clinical guidance milestone of 5%, 10%, 15%, we also give them additional bonus goals too. So yeah, it's the league where losers win, is how we like to describe it.
Awesome. I love that tagline. That's brilliant. In terms of what it looks like, an hour of football?
28 minutes the games are, but typically what we find is the guys will often set up their own little training sessions elsewhere. A lot of our clubs have set up their own 11-a-side teams as well, and then play up against other Man v Fat clubs across the UK. We have a national tournament to allow guys to play 11-a-side as well. We very much find it's a catalyst for more physical activity. So whilst guys sign up on average with a BMI of about 34, they still want to do more than 1 or 2 physical activity sessions a week. A lot of our clubs go out and do their own park runs, set up their own training nights, and yeah, they become real mini communities within themselves.
That's amazing. And in terms of support offered, are there people there to guide, support and educate participants?
Yeah, so every Man v Fat club has a Man v Fat coach. So that person is there from an accountability aspect, so to make sure that you weigh before you play, and that is a hard and fast rule at Man v Fat. That whole positive, negative reinforcement piece, so before guys step on the scales, having that healthy conversation, seeing how guys think they've done, and actually reflecting back on the why they feel they've got on how they have, and then seeing if we can cement that with when obviously they step on the scales, having those conversations. We offer a lot of online resources. So we have a Man v Fat online gym. We also have a Man v Fat mental health portal where guys can get mental health and support there. But also we share a lot of sort of weight loss advice and guidance stuff, looking at things like calorie deficit, portion control, ways of doing physical activity during the week, rate of perceived exertion, all of those type of things as well. But what we do often find is it's often the accountability aspect, the gamification aspect, and also that peer support. So it's so funny how guys will often not want to lose weight for themselves, but once they know that they'll be letting the team down if they don't do it, everybody jumps on the scales that little bit lighter.
Amazing. And then as a primary care professional, how do we refer people to Man v Fat?
Yeah, so we're trying to keep it as simple as possible. So it's literally, if you go to manvfatfootball.org, guys can go on there. There's a little button that says find a club. They can pop their postcode in there and then they can find out the closest club to them. So really it's a case of sharing that link or having a little look at where your closest club is so that you've got that handy and saying, have you considered checking out the local leisure centre? They're there on a Friday night, 7:00. As soon as they sign up, we quite literally do the rest. So the guys, you typically pay a registration fee and then there's a monthly membership fee as well. We do have some local authority areas across the UK where the guys get 14 weeks completely funded as well. So we've got about 15, 20 clubs where that is the case.
Great. That's amazing. Find out more, go to your website.
Absolutely. Yeah. manvfatfootball.org.
Brilliant. A final question. I'm sure Kirst will want to know an answer to this. Is there a female one on the horizon? Or is there one available already?
So, do you know what? We do get this a lot and we get asked about this so much. But what I find really interesting is that only 15% of those who receive weight loss support in the UK are male. And that was really how it all came about, was our founder, Andrew Shanahan, actually went along to a sort of a typical slimming club session. I won't name any names. Found that he was the only guy in the room and how they were talking about how your weight may fluctuate at a special time of the month. And that's where we realised that it just wasn't for him and that we needed a brand out there for guys. And I know that in some primary care settings, it's as low as 1 in 10 referrals are for men in weight loss compared to obviously 9 out of 10 for women. So at the moment, we're focusing on making sure that there's suitable provision out there for guys. Never say never, really open-minded that if we've got something that can help more people, then absolutely we want to do that. But at the moment, our focus is making sure that we can support as many men across the UK and hopefully beyond as well. We are looking at other sports as well. So that's something that we are hoping to launch in 2024. So watch this space on that one.
Oh, brilliant. Well, Luke, thank you so much for coming on. It's really interesting to hear a bit about Man v Fat, how you guys operate and how we can get people involved in it. So yeah, sounds amazing. And if people want to hear more or find out more, please either go to the website or reach out and chat to Richard. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure. Thanks so much, Callum.